Brad and Ashley Stevens met as students at the University of Nebraska. After dating about a year, Brad knew she was the love of his life.
She's kind and sweet, but at the same time driven. Every time I got to know something more about Ashley, I was drawn more to her.
They got engaged after graduation and set a wedding date in May of 2009. At the time, Ashley was working for the Fellowship of Catholic University Students. The morning of December 12, 2008, the staff was driving to a retreat. After missing their turn, the car Ashley and some co-workers were in made a U-turn and was hit by a Mack truck. Father Mattia was following in another car.
Literally came upon it probably within a minute after it happened. It was a horrifying situation, you know, because we ran out of the car and they're in the car and they can't get out of the car and they're screaming and there's glass and blood and everything everywhere. We were praying and interceding on their behalf, and that's what we were trying to do, because that's what we could do at that moment.
Father Mattia called 911. 4 of the girls had minor injuries, but Ashley suffered major head and facial trauma. She was life-flighted to the Nebraska Medical Center. A mutual friend called Brad to let him know. Then Brad's brother drove him to the hospital.
I don't remember a lot of the details of that drive. All I remember is praying, just be with Ashley, just be with Ashley, just be with Ashley, because I didn't know what was happening.
When Brad arrived at the hospital, he and Father Mattia found a nurse for an update.
She was the one to tell me the severity of the accident and the severity of Ashley's condition, and that she may not make it. I hadn't thought that this could be, you know, this could be the end for Ashley. I didn't think about this accident could kill her.
We went back to the emergency room, and I mean, she was really banged up. I mean, it was rough.
I could see it was her clothes, but I couldn't see that it was her. And it frightened me.
Friends arrived at the hospital offering prayers and support.
The lobby and the waiting area had filled up with just students from campus, friends of Ashley, friends of mine. The support and the community of faith just kept building.
There was this huge response of prayer, which was what we needed. I mean, I can't overemphasize how important that is. You turn to God and put yourself in His presence and in His care, and that's the best thing we can do in any situation like that.
Over the next few days, prayers for Ashley went around the world. Her brain pressure was reaching dangerous levels, and doctors put in a drain to remove excess spinal fluid.
There was no guarantee that she was going to live through this, and there was no guarantee if she did live through this, what her recovery would look like.
Her swelling came down, but there were still complications. Brad set up a CaringBridge page with updates and prayer requests for Ashley.
All throughout her recovery, she would come against challenge and challenge and challenge, and we would specifically ask for prayers for that challenge, and they'd be met.
That's really important that we learn how to be able to pray from our heart as well. And we were all doing that, you know, just talking about telling our Lord that we were totally entrusting the situation to Him, knowing that He could take care of the situation better, obviously, than we can. Give it to Him. Give it to Him.
After 1 month in the ICU, Ashley was finally stable enough to be moved. She was flown to Atlanta to begin intensive rehab.
The first trial of, is Ashley going to live? Will she know me? Those questions were answered, thank God. But even then, a month into this, we didn't know what that recovery would look like.
Ashley continued to improve, and in June 2009, she was released from the hospital to start outpatient rehab. She pressed on and steadily grew stronger, finding encouragement from the prayers posted on her CaringBridge page.
It was, at the time, the most important medicine for me. To have, just to feel covered in prayer, to feel encouraged, and to feel supported, that I wasn't alone.
Having all of these prayers answered, having her recovery progress, having so many people just love us in so many different ways and to pray for us, my faith was strengthened in a way that I'd never seen before.
Ashley and Brad married that December, on the 1-year anniversary of her accident.
Instead of having that day always be a reminder of the pain, we wanted to be a reminder of joy. And we wanted to reclaim that moment for the glory of God.
We wanted to celebrate the fruits of the prayers just have a party rather than make it into a sad anniversary.
Today, almost 10 years later, Ashley and Brad enjoy their time with their 3 little girls. Time they know they might not have without the power of prayer.
If it weren't for those prayers and those comments and that encouragement, I wouldn't be where I am today.
The foundation of our prayer life was critical, not only do I think to her recovery, but for us coming together as a couple to create the foundation then for our family.
There's no burden too small not to ask for prayer, you know? Often when big things like this, like the accidents happen, we all rally up and ask for prayer. But we need to remember, like, God works in small ways too, you know? Whether it's praying for kids or marriages or, you know, job loss.
There's nothing in your life that can't be taken to God in prayer.